Edwin leaving a like over on X already. He is quick draw McGraw for sure. Unbelievably quick. Uh, okay. So here's the email sign up. What? You haven't heard? Of course you have. There you go. Anyone wants to come on, here's the link. Definitely do that. Maybe I should hold that for right now. I don't know. We'll let some people get in the chat and chime in before I drop the link. Late night create. Yeah, I will come on camera here in a minute. But before that, let's see. Let's bring up Fun My Comic. Woohoo! And I was recommended for my homework to look at some successful campaigns. Um, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. And one of them was Reenie's Fiendish. Hello, Carrie. Hello, hello, hello. Lovely girl. You're up late. So the wonderful, vivacious, beautiful Reenie. The queen of Comicsgate for sure. Hey, she won the Fragtober. Why doesn't she? There it goes. There she goes. Can't we just get the image of her up there? Apparently not. Wow, is she in Forest Park, Georgia? I guess I knew that. She lives pretty close to Doc. Yeah, I'd be hitting her up for a meet if I was that close to her. Yeah, Fiendish chapter 2.5 here on Fun My Comics. So good way to look at our campaign. No trailer, unfortunately. But that's okay. Wow, $27,903. Well, yeah, I read it right. 25 days to go. Okay. Wow. 580 backers. Awesome. And it's one of those weird numbered ones, 2.5. I mean, I don't know why. But I mean, maybe it works for her universe and whatnot. Who's to question success? But she's put together a very nice campaign here. Survivor is the first standalone story to hit the fantasy mystery series Fiendish after her hometown Dorvo was destroyed. Casimir, I think I can say these names all right. I like it already. But some of these names, I would muddle on through it and just say what I wanted to say when it was a Marvel comic like that, or a DC when they used big words, or usually it was on names, proper names. If I couldn't pronounce them, I pronounced them the best as I didn't get hung up on that. Some people get hung up on that. Eric and Boyd. A few others. You know who you are. It drives you crazy. It's like, get the concept, move on, enjoy the story. Who cares about if you got the diction, ooh, look at this, man. I mean, just lining it up on this side, that's cool. 24 hours only. But shouldn't that have given them an extra hour just for leap year? I'm not going to question success, but she's got some pretty wicked stuff, in this, I don't know what you call it, elf quest type, does wood burning, very, very cool. I did back Fiendish 1. Haven't read it. Sorry. Maybe the names were too strange. Okay, where are we at? I have two Fiendishes brought up. Let's see. Pick one, Rex. Okay, pick one to delete. There. Oh, and of course, it would have been the one that was up there. But anyway, there we go. Easily fixed. Don't have a panic. Uh, let's see. What was her goal? Funded at $1,000. Go. Okay. So Casimir, if I'm saying that right, if I murder these names, sorry, folks, is saved by the reclusive hunter. We'll just call him OK. Okay. And taken in as an apprentice. However, OK's student is no easy task, and Casimir is additionally tormented by the guilt of surviving the bloodshed that killed his family. Young Casimir, I hope I'm saying that right, must discover how to overcome his trauma and hopefully find purpose in life again. Survivor will feature 25 story pages. So that's kind of a modest, page count on top of world building and behind the scenes content, which Reenie's got that. It's phenomenal stuff. It is also already 100% inked and in the process of being colored at the time of the campaign launch. That's good. I guess I could give a percentage on Devil Flyer. I'll ask Justin about that, because, a bunch of it is already done. Let's see. Percentage done on book. I'm taking notes, folks. Doing homework. I was told to do this, so 100% inked into the process of being colored at the time of campaign launch. Find out more about Fiendish on the website here. That's cool. Link it up and read a preview of chapter 1 here. So you get a preview. Very cool. Do you like the names up here? Like on this cover? I don't like the names. I've never really been a fan of the names. Unless I just really like the team, like Claremont, Byrne, and Austin. And even then, it's like, that was when I first started noticing artists, and they were actually getting some credit. But I could live without the names on the cover. I want to enjoy the art, the logo, the design of the thing, not necessarily the creative team. Does that make me a bad man? All right, now, come on now, barking at. Well, I do have squirrels up my attic. I need to do something about that. Although at this moment, I don't know what I can do. Timothy Olsen, Jim Lee was cool. Yeah, but I don't necessarily need Lee or Jim Lee on the cover. Generally, I'm buying it because I know it's his. Maybe when I started collecting, that would have been cool. Because like on the Avengers 147, it would have said Perez, and then I would have seen it again and maybe recognized immediately that was the next issue. But I didn't until I got out to the truck. Seems like we had a truck at that time. Yes, the dog says you are a bad man. Jim Lee was a big name. Well, I'm a big name too if I get enough wall space and paint. What the hell? Should I call him and know where a worship center is? The Lee Worship Center? He was a big name. What's that mean? So what? Okay. The same people that were lauding him as the best thing now is like, yeah, he's not so good now. Artists do age out. That doesn't make them bad artists, by the way. Look at Laren Lopresti. Tell me he's aged out. Tell me. Fight me on that. Well, I can say to a comic book fan, Jim Lee, and they know who that is. Right. So I don't necessarily, thank you for proving my point or underscoring it, that I don't necessarily like on this cover there up top. How does that add to the design? If it does, I'm not to criticize. It sounds like I'm coming off harshly, but I'm really not. But somebody asked me that, behind the scenes today. Well, you could actually, that was Elsie's suggestion. And I'm like, well, there's not much room up top. It would be squished. The names would be small. And I don't think it's, actually needed. You know, um, I mean, there are if you're trying to sell more books and and the kids are looking for Jim Lee stuff, maybe it might help the book to put Jim Lee's name on it or Jim Lee's Batman or something like that. But they're not going to do that unless it's his character, right? Or he gets a cut or something. I've never seen that with long established characters. I got it put on the spine. Yeah, there you go. You can put your creative team on the spine. You can put it on the back cover. Is that a slide? I don't think so. You wouldn't have it without there, but where is the ardent rule that you need to put the names of like the writer, the penciler, the inker, the colorist, or whomever on the cover? That's like, oh, don't go in the chat and use all caps. You're yelling at me. Crap. Bunch of crap. Seriously. Get over it and move on. Oh, thank you, Dillard. Thank you, Dillard. I probably should send him a link. I will be dropping the link in the, yeah. So I think I'm going to use John Dillard's artwork. He says go for it, so I'm going to go for it. John Dillard's artwork that he did of a character of mine when he was just messing around on VIX one time. All right, let's take Fiendish down here, and then I will pull up what I'm talking about. I've showed it on here before, so this will probably be, I don't know, you tell me, would this be a good full trading card? This could be the full trading card exclusive. And then again, I might just, go with what I had planned. I have so much artwork to choose from, but now this is a good one. I will work the character in the book. There will be cameos of characters like this that I've had some work done. And I actually have a story in mind for him, partially done, nothing concrete. I mean, I could very well actually do a short story with him. Yes, you would like that to be the card? Is that what you're saying? How's your campaign going? You can't hear me. Yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah. I got the joke. Okay. That would be a dope card or sticker. Absolutely. That'd be a great sticker. I probably have him put, he's done this digitally so he can extend it and actually do the full figure standing there, which I will probably have him do. But now just this here would be, a good something, like you say. Mystery Man Magnet. Of course, he's not a mystery. I've told you, He needs a little logo there. Maybe I'll have John put a logo on there of who it is. I'll take stuff like this, and even though I use it on the campaign, I'll probably use it again, if not in full form from head to toe, but just this part in the character book, Yeah, that's more sticker or maybe magnet size, I guess. And that would be a pretty cool magnet, I think, on your refrigerator. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. All right. A couple more signups today. That's awesome. when you reach out to person, do you agree with reaching out to people personally? Sending them individual emails. I know it's like spam, but if hopefully they're interested in it, it seems to, either there was a pity thing or they're actually interested. We have 111 signups, and most of that was we got 60 in like one day, you know, so more than half on the very first day. And then the next day was like in the 80s, I think. A couple more 20, then oh hell yeah, magnet. Whatever you got to do, man. Yeah. Well, I think I mean, I personally reached out to my followers on Twitter, and that's what I did for like 2 days. It took a while. Um, some people I'd never contacted before because simply, and then some I was kind of restricted to sending it from. Um, I followed Rich, who did Roach Balls, and sent him, and he signed up today. Uh, and how I missed him, I don't know. So I'm sure there's a few people I missed, but um, hopefully, the word will get out. Can't rely on that. I mean, when I did the ash can, it's like I thought, okay, everybody knows it's out, it's in demand. No, they're going, since it was a short sign up of like a month and a half, they're telling me go sign up for, and I said no, it's in demand, and they said, oh, go back, or they didn't even know. You can't assume people know. That's where some cross pollination going on different channels and whatnot helps. For sure, that's where you're going to see real growth. I guess I can unplug my phone before it explodes. It's probably fully charged. Although with these new lithium batteries, it's good just to keep them fully charged. The other ones, they told you don't let it overcharge. Now it's right the opposite. They don't want you to run these things down too far. They want you to keep them fully charged all the time. And they're saying for the life of the battery. Yeah, well, I mean, if I make mistakes and I offended some people by contacting them directly, or they weren't interested, or blah blah blah, or like Mike Barron, he's like, what's this? Are you streaming or something? I was like, no, that's the sign up for MoBook. He's like, so, uh, and I haven't checked to see if he signed up, but I wanted to afford him the opportunity, and everybody I knew and their grandmother. So I really didn't get him blowback for it. I mean, most people were like excited about it, and I'm excited that they're excited. I actually, like I said earlier today, went through the Devil Flyer story again, just reading it. And is it Shakespeare? No. Is it the greatest thing ever written? No. But it's pretty darn good and entertaining. A good start, the seed, the kernel that grows into a giant redwood, huge, reaching up to the sky, so that the dark side does not take over. The thing. So if you're not ready by now, you better get that one. I kind of like that opener, just that boom, woo, grave. It's the part that really hard rocks it. It's not. All right, it's okay. It's okay. I just, and beggars can't be choosers. Okay. And everybody seems to like it, so okay. And I have gotten a little bit of feedback, criticism as well, or critique. Not a lot of that. Just people. Most people are like excited to see it coming, and I don't know. I've missed out on some of the recent launches. Maybe there's a void. maybe it's just that right time of year, tax time. I haven't filed my taxes. Um, I think I just got a thing. I didn't want to look at it because I didn't want to be in a downward spiral before I streamed. It was the little bit of unemployment. I don't even know. I don't even think I count that. No, I don't. Not this year because on taxes because I didn't. I tried to make it, and I did make it through. I survived, but it was hard. It was doubly hard. Um, uh, Tried to survive without it in the off season last year, and I did, but it was tough. But for one reason, I underestimated when we would get started back to work, which was later for some reason. But I got this, man. We get this thing going on, and you know, get some stuff where I can start comping it together, pacing it together, getting it, getting Glenn the dialogue and let him letter a few things, and we'll be on our way to getting this thing completely 100% done. Hopefully by the end of funding, 2 months, and then I'll end demand for a little bit. Any thoughts on that? How long you should go in demand? I'm thinking, if you got it done, maybe 3 months. Is that too much to, from, if they're day backers, or there's a lot of people, it's like, keep it to yourself. John Malin's like, well, we might go into demand, we might not, another 30 days. I don't know. Many different strategies, many different thoughts on that. I guess that's why you look at, but what works for others will not necessarily work for you. I mean, you have to find your own style, your own persona, right? Your own voice in the wilderness. And it may be like John, where little few people hear it. But then they go plant a seed, and then they go plant a seed, and they go plant a seed, and before you know it, you have a forest, it grows. And you can't see the city anymore. The world is beautiful. Ha, they're coming to take me away. Hee hee. You'd be Johnny Appleseed. Every great tree, every great building starts with a seed, or a cornerstone. And so this would be, the ash can in a way was kind of a cornerstone. It was first, it was a good learning curve. And, I think for ash can did very well. And I have all of you to thank for that. Most of you, yeah, this is a late night create episode, so I'm going to try and do some drawing, but I do want to also kind of look at some of these successful campaigns. Let's see if he recommended another campaign that I should look at. I saved the link to his, but his was taken down and it wouldn't show me that one. Just an example of what he did. He mentioned a few. I mean, they're definitely out there, right? I mean, we could look at Ethan's for sure. One thing is I'm very ambitious. I am trying to focus on the matter at hand to get it completed above all else, which I need to be writing, at some point 5. I've even put getting my stuff from Vic on the back burner. But I've told him to complete the 5 pages there in pencil. Get it done. More than comped in. so I can get all my stuff from you at one time would be preferable. But if not, the story can wait. It's not like it's going in this book. Let's see. What am I looking for? Apparently, I've done passed it up, right? Well, you know what? Let's look at Reaper Destroyer. That one's getting ready. The link is down in the description. That one's up on Indiegogo for a very short time. Really surprised that's still up there. He's so close to 70,000. Reaper Destroyer, issue 1. I mean, first campaign. Wow, Let's see what he has in his all-in box, basically. You will see the main wraparound cover, the Shelby Robertson variant cover, both virgin covers, the exclusive to the Destroyer tier, full 4 Ashcan, the black and white line art edition, and mystery books 1 and 2, all books signed by Joe M. Sontag. So was the Del Keon not part of that? Or is that in the Destroyer tier? Okay, so it is in the Destroyer tier. That's what we're looking at. Of course, you're going to want that Del Keon. I actually wish they would have just left that as pencils. I really don't think it needed coloring. If I had Del Keon do mine, it would be raw pencils, just like Jimmy Reyes did with David Finch on one of his covers. I love raw pencils as long as they're dark enough to, reproduce. And with the logo up there, it almost looked like a sketch cover that he actually, a blank variant that he did on. I will have a blank variant. That's a no-brainer. I'd love to see a blank variant. A lot of artists like Dan Plegel and Jason and Shelby are drawing on blank variants. Alternatives offered them for all their titles in the past. I mean, that's not really costing you a lot more in the print run. It is another setup, but it's not that big a thing. It's not like you're using ink and whatnot. You are in the logo, but that's it. I just think it would be cool to have some blank variants to later maybe work on, draw something on, and then, offer up on the next campaign, any extras that you have. And I would like that, some just extras for myself to have a blank variant. I guarantee you, if I have a blank variant of Devil Flyer sitting around, I'll be doing some artwork on them for the next campaign, possibly. Hell, you could probably scan that, and that could be your cover. You already got the logo laid in there. Let's see. Kind of reminds me of, are those teeth at the bottom of that? Is that a mask? I'm not really sure. Or is that just he's looking downward and he's got a necklace around? Because he looks a little like Beta Ray Bill there. Sorry, Joe. Just kind of wondering about your character. What that was. I guess that's the bottom of his mask looking at this piece here. And look at that, just red and black with a little gray. I mean, and yeah, I'm sure there's yellow undertone in there, but with just a very limited palette, just what a great sizzling. I was very proud of that, on the Devil Flyer story where it wasn't just a burst through cover. And that was an afterthought. I was like, but I thought of it very quickly. I thought, could we, crisp up the edges to the Devil Flyer cover? And so we did. Let's see. All right. Let me get the first screen up. Hope everyone's having a great Monday. Early now, we're past midnight. Um, yeah, definitely going with this, but I'm going to talk to him about using the burgundy background as well. He had me 4 options. I picked 2, which for but I do like them all. One of them's just a little bit lighter than this, I think, or this one's lighter than that one, but you can see there the sizzling bits, the cinders, very nicely rendered, you know. Um, I don't know that I've seen that on a cover. I'm sure it's probably been done, and just some of the cinders, like in front of the Nubian's face there, laid in and around bystander there. He gave him stubble. Bog, I think he could have got more Bog in there, but he can be our little mystery guy. What is that, a shrub? I see it, it's his arm, he could have just kind of put a face back there, I guess, with part of the body. I guess, though, he didn't want, I kind of like that because it's like, yes, inside this book, there is more, but I have yet to see how Dillard would really render Bog, and I'm kind of excited to see how Dillard would render Bog. But yeah, just the flying bits in front of, and almost like they're starting to burn the paper. Whoop, now that gets really blurry. Okay. But overall, I think a good cover. Whoops. Don't move it that way, Rex, apparently. And hint, you will see this cover again used in another way. It'll be a while. It'll be years down the road, but this cover will reappear in a very nice fashion. So I think I've got a strong main cover there. Gonna work on John's, cover a little. I got to get with a person over that and see if he's willing to do that. Some people are willing to work, do a little work without immediate compensation, and some are not. I try and pay in full upfront, which I know is a bad habit. And actually, after the first debacle, I'll probably pay half or whatever, whatever they agree, whatever we agree on. But yeah, definitely want to do some redesign and make John's cover look more Golden Age. And Jimmy Reyes, we will probably add his cover late to the campaign unless he surprises me and has it. He's really trying to finish up Dragon Rage and get that out to people, and I do get that. I told him from the very beginning that we could add that late to the campaign, later while the campaign's still running, 60 days, maybe in the first of the first 60 days. So that gives him a little over a month. Surely he have it done by then, probably mid-February. I really don't know. He's getting pretty close to the end of Dragon Raid. So, but we will get that Jimmy Reyes wraparound cover. What it's going to look like, I don't know. I had a couple of suggestions, but he said that didn't work out. So, somebody of Jimmy's talent, just I'll let him fly, see what he can do, come up with. And I'll get another artist to eventually do that cover for me. That my suggestion, because I think it's a good one. Jimmy didn't seem like he wanted to do, something a little bit more dynamic than that, or couldn't wrap his head around that. So, sometimes it's better just to let the artist come up with the concept of it, play to their strong suits. I don't know what they want to do. You got to have faith in their artist, and if you don't have faith in Jimmy Reyes, I don't know who you could. He's going to turn in a good cover. Be interesting to see what he comes up with on his own. Doesn't necessarily have to be a wraparound cover, but he might. Really, we have not had to sit down and say, okay, this is what's going on. And then that could maybe factor into his thinking, for the cover. Actually, since our talk, on the stream, I've had another a week or so back after that stream. I had, like, maybe the next day, I had I've seen similar covers. I mean, these things kind of stick in the back of your mind, the strong imagery. And even if they're not executed to the fullest, still it's a good ideal, that can be adapted. And so, yeah, I've got a very strong, but some of the best ideals, I may save for myself to actually illustrate by myself. Hey, Crooked Painter, where you been? You been over at somebody else's stream? I know you. You go around. You get around. Mm-hmm. Where you been, mister? You don't have to answer that. But I guess I'll do some drawing. I had some, get started on some layouts. That's the whole premise behind this. I do need to look at, I guess I should look at Reaper Destroyer, right? Successful campaign. Do my homework before I go out and play with the pencils. We're not going to meet till 4 tomorrow, so I've got in between now and then to, do my homework and get done what I need to get done. And part of that, I think, is draw stream. I will probably have time to go on topic lists unless there's some stuff that needs to go on the campaign. Because there are like 8 pages that need to be filled. And I say that I have things that I could very well put in there, but I'm talking story. And I think 8 pages, a bystander will. And I arrived at this just earlier this month. Look at those pages, man. Look at that. Yeah, there's some 90 goodness for you. Gotta love that, Timothy. Look at that. Wow. Biker chicks from hell. That panel work, so chaotic. I'm sure that never came into his thinking, right? Yeah, there's the little things you can do, like a panel where you just show the hand. But Kirby used to do that too. Wow. Maybe I should have Joe Sontag, do me a skeleton, Oh, I know another good artist that could probably do that as well. Let me make a note of that. Stepping in the blood. Oh, look at that. That looks sort of I think we discussed this. Now the eyes are different and whatnot, but the premise and everything, this was the type of stuff Michael Turner. I think Michael Turner was a big influence on Joe. I'm going to get him on the show here pretty soon. Nice. Yes. All over. That's what I kind of figured. Yeah. Taylor and Stroke string together. They are both in my crooked verse. Cool. Okay, so what was the note I was going to make? Oh, yeah, skeleton. The thing of it is, and I'd like to do like a muscular, like a man without his skin, basically. But you have to be accurate with that stuff. Not everybody can do it. Make it look cool, but make it correct. I know who I want to challenge with the skeleton thing, though. We'll see. We'll see. His first drawing for me wasn't everything that I expected, but it was good. That's a nice piece there. The coloring on that. Yeah. Dawn delay. Helps if you have a instant recognizable feature. So at 60,000, 60,000's locked. He's already at 60,000. So they need to update that. There's 6 a.m. stickers. I did reach out to 6 a.m. not recently, but I know he's working on his own project and he's doing stickers for, and so he's turned down, and it's like, you know what? I've got Rob Ewing stickers. Timothy knows he's good. I've shown them on here. The Hopper, definitely want a Hopper sticker. Hoppers has, yeah, they definitely need to update their stretch goals there. Probably not messing with it, but you know what? If you're going to have it up and have it up in demand, then, look, I think a lot of people are like, it's in demand. I've not gotten a backer for, whatever, 2 months, whatever. Then take it down. If you've given up on I know that sounds harsh, but if you've given up on it of getting, there's a few stragglers, yeah, then let's watch this one. This might just be a.
Oh,
It's Joe's own band, by the way, playing. Hey, Mighty Geek. Kind of breaking the fourth wall there. I like what he's doing with the imagery. Now that was his first trailer. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, most of that, that chaotic imagery of that eye, like the Todd McFarlane eye and the claw hand, or and the panels sort of chaotically placed. That's some of the depending, it's going to be a smorgasbord. This thing that even I don't know how it's going to turn out, and that's okay. That Doc Blaylock and I are working on now, the Bystander story. I just want it to be epic. I think it's going to be the thing that says, oh, yes, there's something here, then a story about a devil flyer and a bog creature and this character that's meditating called Inner Man and whatnot. It's going to have cameos galore. And on those 8 pages somewhere, we're going to have draw in tier. Now, how many? I don't know. I'll discuss that. I'll decide probably tomorrow on that. But there will be a chance for you to get drawn in if you want to get drawn in the Devil Flyer magazine. And I did that for you specifically, Crooked Painter. So be thinking, if that's something you're interested in, it's not going to be like you're going to be in part of the story and killed this time, but maybe next time. Okay. I just, I think we were on Red Valkyries and I was asking the question, what do you like on a campaign? And you said in the chat, I like a drawn in tier. So I'm like, I can do that. And I totally forgot that that's a thing that people like. So I can definitely do that, and I may try a crowd scene or something. I don't know. I guess it depends on but I could work it in. That would be interesting to actually take the likenesses of people and, put them in the book, in a scene or something. I'm dying to do just a knockdown arena, like Roman Coliseum type thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's always great because there's going to be a battle royale, like the Hulk and Silver Surfer, or Hulk and Betty Ray Bill, or something like that. Epic. But I mean, even though it's a cameo, I mean, a lot of my characters are just going to have cameos, within as the bystander kind of tells the tale and leads you through the 8 pages or whatever, and you see this surreal imagery or whatever it turns out to be, but yeah, we can definitely do some likenesses in there, maybe reaction shot, or something, like something going on. I don't know. Make a crowd shot as a stretch goal or something. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that way you could get in like, since you've actually got to do it, maybe 10 people. I don't know. That's a lot. Most people only offer like 3 or 5 things, but that can generate, maybe $1,000 or more for some of these campaigns. I know I would like to be immortalized in a comic, I'd definitely like that, and then if you played an active part in it, that would even be better because a lot of people, for some reason, they want to see themselves killed in a comic. Is that the ultimate? I don't know, man. Maybe that character could kill something else and remain alive. That would be cool, Then that way, like Crooked Painter has on this almost astronaut suit. The only part is exposed is his head so that we see his head. But then from here down, it's the suit and, battle axe or something. And then, he takes on, he and the other group of people take on this creature. And then they defeat the creature. And then that way, on the next campaign, if they wanted to reappear as that creature, that character, they could. Ha! Genius. Only if it's epic. I'll make a crowd shot for a sketch go or something. Yeah. Only if it's epic. Well, I could always hire Dillard to do it. I don't know what he'd charge me, but I think he would probably charge me less than I actually, charged for the uh, shot. But yeah, you can make it like Crooked Painter. Rock out, kill him. I don't know. I love the arena scene. So the concave. Oh, the death. Only if it's the death. What's the the death? But yeah, I'm trying to think of all those, Jack Kirby collages and things that he did. Welcome to the show. It's been a while, Mr. Ethan Van Sciver. Oh, no, Mighty Geek.
Yeah, how's it going? No,
It's
the thing
going
is,
pretty good.
yeah, the thing is, as you were talking about being killed in a comic book,
Yeah.
it would be a nice way to. It would be a nice way to go.
Well, a lot of people like that. I don't know why. Crooked Painter
Well,
says, I don't
if you
know.
think
I think
about it,
the Hyper is going to end up in his backyard.
Mhm. Now if you think about it, right, you'd be a part of something. It's about being a part of something, even if you do die
Well, right. But what
5
I'm
pages
saying
in.
is a character that could actually reoccur,
Mhm.
have sort of like even the female suits could be the same as the male suits, sort of like an
True,
astronaut or a uniform type thing that the
true.
drawing characters draw, and they could actually survive and if they want that character to continue, then they would back the next project and that character could be in there again. And if they didn't, they would get killed off.
Mhm. True.
So really they're paying for not one appearance, but two.
Yeah, but
You
in
know,
some cases, it's all about the action of the book. That's the thing.
right. Well, I'm fascinated.
If it's an action packed book and and you get drawn dying in the middle of the action, it's like, all my dreams have come true. I started in a comic book and actually died.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would love that. I don't know about the
That's what.
dying part, but
That's what. Well, deaths don't occur often in comic books. That's the other thing. It's
I
rare.
guess, but then everybody that's drawn in dies. I mean, it's like the guy in the red shirt. Oh, egad, let me go change. I mean, that beams down to the planet. They all die except for Scotty, of course. Yeah.
True.
Tyler's Dirty Spank book. Oh wow. Okay. He
It's one of
appears in
those
that.
things that it's one of those things that even though it's gruesome to think about, but at the same time, it's just exciting.
Yeah. I get it, and then often characters don't stay dead. But now, see, I
True.
like my ideal of reoccurring characters. Do you like that,
Yeah.
Crooked Painter? Of having that character actually, be in that would be pretty cool. Like at the bottom of the page, I could almost have like a strip of timeline on itself. I can kind of
Hmm.
envision it right now, the panel being kind of like this, flowing for a page or two, with the characters pictured there squaring off or battling and defeating the whatever, and
Yeah.
and then having them stand proudly with the gore or the blood dripping off them in their uniforms and their battle axes or whatever they use.
Or
All
if you
right.
want to, or if you really want to have fun with it, instead of the person dying, they manifest superpowers because of the environment.
Yeah, well, I mean that could be, it could be that the creature's blood gives them superpowers.
Exactly.
I mean,
So
you take up an origin like Toot Sweet. Hey, Justin.
yeah.
Um, you know, um,
It's
I-
basically I call it the Marvel way. Instead of being born with them, you just an accident happens. As you know, most of the Marvel characters got their powers through an accident.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like I know it's a different thing, but it's kind of like going out and you scratch your arm badly on a rock or a limb or
Right.
something.
Right.
How did you get that scar? Through this
Exactly.
incident, except that, oh, the tree was radioactive and it gave me root power or
Exactly.
whatever.
Whatever.
The the power to grow a hairy bush. I don't know. A
It
shrub.
does. It doesn't matter.
Sorry, Lynn. Yeah.
It doesn't matter because it's
Mhm.
funny and it's interesting at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't need to know how the science works.
No.
And, I don't need in the first issue, I don't need a character sheet telling me their powers. And I want to learn that organically. I want to learn that through
Right.
the stories and them interacting and the characterization. And I either
Yeah.
love them and hate them, you know.
Yeah.
And a stat sheet just seems very sterile to me.
It
If that's
does.
what you're doing in a handbook, that's something different.
That's different. A
But
handbook is
really,
different, but
that's one reason why I put the handbook off was later down the road
you can do the
because I
handbook.
want to work on the characterization and you liking some of these characters before I try and release a handbook. But
Right.
I'm definitely going to be working diligently on the handbook. I've got artists working on 2 covers right now, their portions.
hmm And
And
besides, the handbook really isn't going to be finished until you complete however many characters you want in this universe.
right, which I will always be adding to that because I have
Right.
not even, I've gotten a lot of my characters drawn, but I haven't even scratched the surface, folks. Yeah,
See?
so
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 that's why I say it's best to put off the handbook until much later.
yeah, I want you invested in some of the characters anyway. But
Right.
now the
Right.
one main reason I want it is for me. I want it
Yeah.
as a reference book. When an artist said, "Oh, you want me to draw this? I'm unfamiliar with Devil Flyer. Can you send me some reference?" It's like, yeah, I
Right.
can send you a physical book with not only that,
Exactly.
but 100 other characters that I
Exactly.
might have you draw down the line. So I want that for
Right.
me for reference to the character.
Yeah.
They say you should get model sheets. Then I would say while you're building your channel for the first 2 years, have an artist work with an artist or you do it yourself, draw nothing but model sheets of your
Model sheets.
characters. Yeah.
Uh,
If you got a lot of characters, now some don't, I've got this,
True.
Crooked Painter says soon I'll be on my 7th book. They all different. Well, when are you going to come on here, Crooked Painter? How long are you going to keep us in suspense about this
Come on,
comic
man. We'll
work
do
that you're
that.
doing behind the scenes? A couple in the back in a few panels. Others might not. It's on a sign or something. They are all different. Yeah. Did you get one from Vic? Vic was supposed to draw some people in. He was supposed to be draw in now, not in the first issue, but the second issue of Arc Athena, and that's not going to happen. I and Doc as kind of wise viziers,
hmm
How you been, Crooked Painter? It's been a minute. I mean, I know you've been around, but
Yeah.
had a good Christmas, pretty good year, New Year starting.
I hope so.
Yeah. Did you sign up for my magazine? I'm just curious. Did you know I have a sign up? Or would you rather not say? See, I always leave an out. He doesn't have to dox himself. He doesn't have to answer that.
Yeah.
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 I haven't checked. Yeah. Just smoking weed. Are you just smoking weed or are you like drawn in smoking weed? I bet Justin Belmont and Mike Barron should do that, and Smokes the Fox. Absolutely. Can you imagine the stoners that would line up, to be
Oh,
drawn
come
in a
on,
book
man.
doing that?
Uh,
Huh?
oh, man. That would be one of the most popular books on the indie scene.
Yeah. Are you listening, Justin, or have you bailed out early? Because he was in here. Yeah, I think it would be wildly popular myself.
There hasn't been a stoner series of any kind since the late '60s or early '70s.
Mm-hmm.
After Cheech and Chong got too old to do it, it's like nobody did it anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you count the movie How High, but I really don't count that one because
Oh, I
I
never
don't
even
count
heard of that one.
with Method Man and Redman. I don't count that one because it was basically a single movie.
Okay.
If they did come out with a sequel to it, it was probably so bad that no one went to see it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
These are the things that you have to really look out for.
All right. So I'm gonna start with a full page here and do my borders. My borders
Okay.
of my first panel, anyway. Then I'll get started on the panel, maybe. And lay out my page, whatever. See what we can get done. I bet you Mighty Geek did sign up for my book because that's the kind of guy he is. We got good response, It's like,
Yeah.
within 3 days, I hit 100 signatures. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Now it died off after that, but I'd hit up just about everybody, and within 3 days, it took me a couple of days to contact people, and then people are in different time zones too. You got to factor that.
True.
They may not get your email for a day or so. A lot of people don't check their Twitter all the time, very often.
I know. I know.
Well, there we go. So they just put those blue lines on the side for nothing, So pretty big panel there up top.
Well,
I like working on a variety of pages all at once, so I'll be here and there and everywhere.
This is just a template that I found online, and I decided to use it.
Yeah,
on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper.
Scary movie series. What? Just smoking weed?
It was.
Now, tell people about what you're working on there.
Oh, this is just I'm redoing a book that I did a few years ago. I'm gonna expand the story and redo the art
and level it up. Yeah,
yeah. This is the originals.
Oh wow, that's so cool! I like it. I love stuff.
Yeah, it was 4 issues. I found out. I just
really you got 4 issues. Wow.
Yeah,
that's
I
cool.
just recently discovered that because it was so each issue was so short, I can combine them all into one normal issue.
Yeah. Well, I had my homemade comics up to like the 90s, and then my fire took out most of that stuff.
Oh man!
But you know what? A lot of that was probably derivative, but I would love to have it today just to. I actually had the first comic I ever did, and that was kind of like square on the back of my great uncle's plumbing stationery. He's like, can't you find something else to pay for? I had to pay for that stationery. Now I know what he means,
Yeah. Now
it's like, man, you don't know what you're starting here by lending me this paper. You should be privileged that I'm using your plumbing stationery to draw on,
but then he'll be upset because He'll run out and he'll need that, but you've already taken it.
Yeah. Well, his son passed away year before last.
Mm.
He was lifelong military, worked at the Pentagon a couple times. Once, the very first time was during the Carter years because they sent him down Panama for part of that time.
Okay.
He was hardcore military from, I mean, high school years all the way, lifelong. Even after he retired, he taught ROTC, I think.
Mm.
I mean,
Well, most guys do. Most guys do that because it keeps them connected.
I think he was lieutenant colonel. He was pretty high up,
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned about going in the Air Guard or the National Guard. He was like, I said, I'm thinking about going into the military and as a military chaplain. And he got all excited and he's like, "Oh, what branch?" And I told him, and he was like, "Oh, that's not military," and stormed off. And that was at his mother's funeral. That was the last time I saw him.
No, you don't. The thing is, anytime you mention
all right, answer
Air
me
Force,
this. Answer me this.
okay.
National Guard was sent into combat.
Mm-hmm.
They were sent into combat over there, and that's not military. Okay.
It's military, but the thing is, it's like this. It's military, but they never send the Air National Guard in. They always send the Army National Guard in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fine, but I mean, if I'd went in as a chaplain with the National Guard, I wouldn't have seen combat, but I could have gotten as close to the combat as I wanted.
Yeah.
And I would have had a service officer with me with a firearm. I wouldn't have been allowed to carry a firearm.
No. No, you wouldn't. The thing is,
no.
They're trying to
have somebody with me who did. But if that guy's going to be with me, I want him to have a machine gun. Hello? And I'm not going to get that close to combat anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. Huh?
No, you won't. But the thing is,
no, I mean, that's up to me. That's
up to me. Guard.
You can get as close as you want. That's up to you. That's your decision in that particular, thing. I guess they could order you, but I'm not sure, you probably got some chaplains dying to die. I don't know,
Chaplains that are usually out in combat zones have about 10 years experience at least.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, see, the great thing and the reason I was considering that was a sort of a career.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I felt a particular calling, and that's probably why I didn't pursue it. And finally, it was hinging on a couple things. Once I had to get a waiver, and I had to complete a degree.
Right.
And I didn't get either. I didn't do either. So I changed by then. What's the rule about nunchucks? Yeah, that's what I'd be asking and shoving down my pants.
Now nunchucks are more of a running joke.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys who remember guys getting hurting themselves with them, trying to learn how to use them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we will find out in this book that will be launching February 3rd. We will find out, does Doc Blaylock's style mesh with Rex's? We'll make it work.
Might.
Can a chaplain have them? No. No. They probably can't have a penknife. Maybe a penknife. I'm going to have something if I'm going to go close to combat. I'm sorry. Besides another guy that can get killed and drop dead as you're getting shot. No. I'm gonna have some backup plan. That, and I'm gonna be well prayed up. But yeah, I was just surprised as his reaction. Oh, that's not military. And he kind of, It's like, wow,
Most
man.
you have to
Okay.
you have to understand something, Rex. Most guys
But
who have
he lit up like
served,
a light bulb when I said I'm thinking about going in the military. He lit up like a light
yeah,
bulb. But then when I told him what I was considering going in, he was like, "Ah!" He changed, he put the dimmer switch on. Yeah,
basically most guys who have served who've done full service think of the National Guard as below the reserves.
yeah, yeah. But if you're sent into combat,
Mhm.
you know, I don't know what else more you could do if you're putting your life on the line and and they won't even afford you the courtesy of being called military. Somewhat. I mean, I don't get that at all.
Mm,
If we're not military, then
there you
leave us
go.
at home. That's what I'd tell them. Don't send us over there to combat. Because there was a lot of National Guard not come back. They got killed,
Uh,
but they're not military. Got it.
you
You know,
have to understand most guys
it
who
makes
join
sense
the
to me.
military do so to be deployed. The thing
Yeah,
is,
they're gung ho.
the primary mission of the National Guard is to defend the home.
Exactly. But if they're going to be sent over, as they've been
Mhm.
multiple times, into
Yeah.
combat, and not even afforded the courtesy of other branches, which I get it. Navy catches a lot from Marines, Marines catch a lot from Air Force, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
I mean, there's merchant Marines, there's a lot that's not even, you know, really get their due and will never get their due. I guarantee you.
Merchant Marines
You know.
have always been undersold since their inception.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and there's others too. Anyone who saw that would be the war story they would tell. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I saw something to remind me of Hacksaw Ridge. I guess you saw
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Um, Mel Gibson actually left out a lot of the stuff that guy did because
Mhm.
he wanted it believable,
Right.
and he actually did the deeds. But he thought this is so incredible, people won't believe it,
Believe it. Mhm.
so he left it out of the
Now,
story. But that
depending
guy did
on
incredible things, and
depending on
there's
where you
books out
serve in
on
the
it.
service, yeah, depending on where you serve in the military, a lot of the things you do can't be disclosed. That's the other thing.
Yeah, yeah, you're kind of under gag order,
Exactly.
it's
So they had to
and
work
believe it,
around that.
and if you've seen combat and you've seen friends killed or you've been scared and you may even have uh what do they call it, PS, what is it,
PTSD. Yeah.
yeah, or something like that you come back with,
Hmm.
whatever. Most military guys aren't open, they don't want to talk about it, and I can very well see that.
Hmm. No, the thing is,
It drudges
the
up
reason.
that
Yeah.
stuff, and that's not good.
Hmm. The reason why they will never talk about it is
Hmm.
because they've grown so close to that particular person that they're even thinking about some hurts. I know how that feels.
Yeah. I mean, high school was a good time for me 40 years ago. Yet every freaking time, it didn't matter if I got one or all 12 of them out. Cause I used to have annuals from first grade, second, all the way up to
Mhm.
12.
Yeah.
Not many people do that, but I had one for every year. Yeah. I co-opted a couple of my brothers, but who's, you know, uh, I was in there. My picture was in there. Uh, I'm that narcissistic. Anyway, uh, every time I'd look through something like that, I get depressed, morose,
Yeah.
down. I don't know why. It was good times, but that's just the feeling that would come over me every
Hmm.
time where I went down nostalgia, went down through memory lane.
Hmm.
I don't know why. So it's best not to look back on certain things too hard,
True.
at
True.
least for me, you know. But every time I would look through those annuals, I'd feel like that. It got to where I really didn't want to look through the annuals, which I
Yeah.
lost half of them in my fire anyway, and
Yeah.
the other half were stolen by my ex-wife, so or taken.
Oh man.
Hopefully, my daughter has them. Hopefully, she's passed them on to my daughter, but I don't know. I'll have to ask her about that. I had my baby blanket. I had my Linus. My it had holes in it and had silly putty stains on it. That
Oh,
stuff don't run out.
you mean that blanket that your mother wanted to throw away and tried to a
No,
million
she
times,
never
but
wanted to throw it away.
you
I don't think she ever wanted to throw it away. I mean, I just stopped using it, but
probably
I still
did, but
had
she
it.
never
When
said
I
she
married
never
my
said it
first
in front of
wife
you.
when I married my first wife in 1990, I still had it, but
Okay.
that was
What did
taken
she
as
say
well.
about it? That's the question. What did she say
Well,
about
I
it?
mean, we put it
Or
away, or
did she
she
have?
took it. You know, she probably burned it in effigy. You know, made a voodoo doll. I don't know. My daughter might have it. I'll have to ask her. But I just recently got back with my daughter. As a matter of fact, on
Okay.
Facebook, she sent me a thing that I haven't read yet. Um,
Okay.
I probably should read it. I don't think there's
Hey,
any.
read it when you get a chance.
No, I mean right now. Like you really want to hear it. I get it. Such
If
a
you want
hater.
to, go ahead.
Yeah.
You
Well, she's
you
just.
forget you forget whose show this is. This isn't my show.
Oh, it was quite a lengthy thing she sent me.
Yeah. Or you could read it and save it for Christmas
Yeah.
or a holiday.
Well, she said. I said you are in my heart and thoughts every day, Amber. I hope your new year is going well, and you and your wonderful family. And that was on January 22nd. And the
Okay.
same day she said, "Thank you. It's going to be better than It's got to be better than last year. Last year was rough. Theo, is her husband, made it so much better. I light in a dark place. So far, we've beaten bronchitis, flu, ear infections. If we get
Hey.
if we get it over with now, the rest of the year will be a cakewalk." And then I said prayers always. And then Saturday, she said, "This is a perfect article that describes me to a T. Just thought I'd share." Um, I like
Well,
people who begin by blurting out something overly personal. I like people who aren't afraid to walk around with a stain on their shirt. I like people who ugly laugh at their own jokes. I like people who give compliments to strangers in the grocery store and make friends when they're washing their hands in the bathroom. I like people who get passionate about ideals and excited about others' success stories. I like people who live a little outside of the box, who march to the beat of their own drum, and who make it a mission to help those around them. I like people who own their failures and apologize easily. I like people who know who they are deep down inside and let that person shine like crazy. I like people who tell the truth. I like people who can joke often and don't take themselves too seriously. I like people who love life so much they don't make room for drama or petty behavior, only more love. I like people who like people. I like people who like books and stupid TV shows and who throw simple parties with pizza and paper plates. I like people who stop by just to say hello and bring your favorite Sonic drink with them. I like people who have their own opinions but aren't threatened by you having your own opinion as well. I like people who laugh at their unwashed hair and admit when they forgot to brush their teeth. I like people who share their favorite recipes and let you try before you buy it and brag about getting their dress from the clearance rack. I like people who ask for help. I like people who show up. I like people who don't feel the need to show off. I like people who don't pick up before you come over, and people who don't pick fights where fights don't belong. I like people who say, "Bring whoever you want." I think that would be whomever, but whatever. I like
Mhm.
people who build bigger tables and greet every single person with a warm hello, and if they have their best friends for years. I like people whose eyes get bright when they talk about their passions, and people whose voice gets louder when they sing their favorite song. I like people who build businesses and who build up everyone around them. I like people who aren't cool, um, aren't perfect, aren't cool. I like people who aren't trying to keep up with everyone else. I like people who aren't trying to be someone they were never made to be. I like people who are so real it hurts and it makes people uncomfortable. I love all people, but man, there's a special place in my heart for the messy ones. And that wasn't written by them, but love Amy Weatherly that wrote that apparently.
Mhm.
So that's my daughter's sentiments. I think
You
she's
know
had her
the you know
head.
the only problem with that with your daughter is
Yeah.
the only problem is she's married already, which makes it bad, which makes it a strikeout for the rest of us.
Yeah.
The rest of us struck out.
Yeah. Well, she went through a hard time, and a lot of it was dealing with that I wasn't in her life. So, you
True.
know, but then that wasn't my choice, you know.
No,
Uh,
understandable.
in a lot of ways, that was not my choice.
It's
Uh,
understandable.
so, just that she speaks to me and that, maybe not all will be forgiven, but, where there's like communication, there's, I
Most
mean, she
most of it
was.
will be forgiven.
And probably rightly so. She was didn't know that I cared, but I've always
Right.
cared. So how can you not care about your biological? I mean, I get that there's certain people out there, but that ain't me. In fact,
Sure.
that list that Weatherly just, that she identifies with, I identify with that. I'm pretty much that person. I'm pretty
Okay.
much real. Hell, I couldn't pick this place up for company if I wanted to. I saw it. Let's see. Worst story they would tell, no matter how it ended. Yeah. Well, anyway, okay. I had to figure out what I'm.
Mhm.
I want. Maybe I'll get my stencil out for this. Huh? Some circle stencils. Ooh, these are big. These are two big ones. Same thing. All right. Should have a small one down there somewhere. I gotta get better organized. There it is. There it is. There.
In case anyone's wondering, I'm using a black colored pencil to ink this.
I think I've got to start here.
Only because it's less messy and it can't be and it really won't smudge.
All right.
One of those shortcuts I learned on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, who's a designer that is, of like sequential art pages that has really influenced you, Mighty Geek?
Well, who's really influenced me? Well, there's quite a few,
Yeah.
including Todd McFarlane.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Tim Bradstreet is another one. I like it. I
Okay.
like his photorealism.
And what is some of the stuff that Tim's done? Refresh my memory.
Well, he's done a lot of stuff for Dynamite Entertainment. One
Oh,
of
okay.
which, one of which was a book called Jennifer Blood, which was created by Garth Ennis.
Okay.
We all know Garth Ennis has a twisted sense of humor because he turned your average suburban housewife into a mafia princess turned soccer mom
Hmm.
who then decides to get revenge on her uncles for killing her mother and father. All conventional rules got thrown out the window, and the Punisher rules applied.
If somebody said do a scary, like Mike Barron said, and I think rightly so, it's really hard in a comic to do true horror that really scares you.
It is.
So I'm not saying it couldn't, or
It couldn't be done.
maybe
It
the
can be
closest you
done.
can get is like disturbing imagery. A lot of people
Right.
go for disturbing imagery,
Right.
but
It can be
that
done,
would
but
have to be done with total simpatico with the writing and the art, you know,
exactly.
and it would have to
Basically,
be.
you'd have to sit and draw this out with the writer as he writes it.
Hmm.
So, and you'd have to set up the jump scares, which is going to be even harder.
Yeah, it had to be page turner, I would think.
Yeah.
I had hockey do a 2-page story like that where it's a page turner. I don't think it's really scary, but it gets the point
It's not
across.
scary. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Which is why it's easier to do a mystery in comics rather than
Right.
horror.
Right. Horror just is hard to convey
Mhm.
in comics. I
Which is
guess
why
you're all
for a long time there's never really been any zombie comics until successful zombie comics until The Walking Dead
yeah.
because they followed the same formula. I just love the way Robert Kirkland pitched The Walking Dead to the Image guys.
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of lied about it. It's got aliens. Where's the aliens?
No, what he did was pitch Plan 9 from outer space, but only changed the vampires into zombies.
Okay, but he said he promised Jim Valento that
Jim Balance,
Valentino
yeah.
or whatever, that there would be aliens. And about 3 issues in, he's like, "Where are the aliens?" You know,
Yeah.
he never delivered on that. He just
He
wanted to
said,
do a zombie book. So,
yeah,
but it was a success by then. So,
yeah. It was like, I just wanted you guys to publish the book.
right,
That's all he wanted. So he told them something and just pulled a
right.
bait and switch
Hmm.
that really worked for him. Because those who were really into horror, the way he explained it, they already knew what movie he was explaining. Especially if you were a fan of horror movies from the 40s and the 50s.
Hmm.
Yeah, you already knew. When he explained it in an interview, everyone who was in the horror knew exactly where he got that pitch from. That's why it was so funny. And the current publisher at Image Comics had no idea what he was talking about.
I need to actually find my Walking Dead #8 that's like in mint condition and sell it.
Mm, well,
What?
if you
No?
want to, but why would you want to? Or are you trying to make space for something else?
Not necessarily. I mean, how much space are you going to make with getting rid of one book? But it's just last time I looked, probably in that condition, you probably get 125, but that's peanuts, really.
Yeah.
But I have no love for the book, so.
You'd have to find someone who's looking for it too.
And if I got it graded, that would be the way. I'd be, actually leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
If I didn't get it graded.
You better get it graded first.
Yeah. Hopefully I can do that with a few select books, and make and snowball it into even more money once the campaign, once everybody's paid, which there's not a lot. Most of the artwork is paid for. Their Doc, I do owe him a little bit for the current work that we're doing, and some of that's been paid for.
Okay.
Here's what I'm working on. Here's my Swiss cheese page layout so far.
You sure that's not a bubble machine?
Okay. Maybe I'm reverting back to good night, sleep tight until you eat again. Adios.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
But now if I put cosmic energy between these bubbles, then all of a sudden I might have
it's something else. It's going to be something else. I know. That's what.
Yeah.
That's why things like that are so popular with the older fans.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that was really unexpected.
Well, okay. What if it's planets, and then you see in the distance and coming toward you, and then about right here you see Silver Surfer on his surfboard. See?
Oh,
then
really you done grabbed him by the throat and brought him into the story.
Sunshine. Good morning. I thought she was saying good morning, Mighty Geek, but she said just good morning.
Well, it's after 1 a.m.
Pop up obscuring,
Yeah, it's after 1 a.m. So, which I really didn't know because I wasn't keeping up with the time.
Yeah. Well, like this, I like working on multiple pages at multiple times. And then, and have it there and go, oh, this would be great. If I have, then I can add and maybe do something. It's just the way I like to work.
Yeah.
It's like I did a 2-page spread here of just like the panels when I was on topic list. And what I did is I took ripped pieces of paper and made the panels that the characters, you can see here, I have a character down here in one of those. So these are like panels, but they're, sort of random, torn. They look like asteroids, but
it's a perfect way to draw an asteroid if you were drawing something for outer space.
Yeah. Well, we'll be having some, putting up original artwork, docs on there. I mean, look at that. Come on. He did a great job.
Yeah. That's good. Well, if you've ever read Spawn #1, you notice the first page. There's 3 panels of the planet Earth, each one pulling the Earth a little bit closer to you.
Well, I gave Doc, like thumbnails like this. And from that, like this was only one panel. That was like this.
Okay.
This here,
Yeah.
And this was supposed to be like Wendy slept, bystander going off in the distance. I think that made another page than this.
Yeah.
Or we kind of changed it. I'd have to look here.
Yeah.
This will be one, and it'll be a tapestry up on the campaign for sure.
Ah.
And I've already had this recolored for Blacklight. Carol did that for me.
Hey.
That's already done. I'm a little head on that. But yeah, I like the thumbnail out, and this was just like a one panel or,
Yeah.
with just a little thought that came into the dialogue. Nothing's funny anymore. So I think I'll go off and kill children.
Ooh. That's a bit extreme, don't you think?
Yeah, it's screwed up. I mean, he killed the clown and assumed his persona, and then here's the bystander, and he'll be, you know,
Yeah.
I'll probably use this as an ad in Alterna, which it was designed to be.
Yeah.
But we're working on a story with him right now to be 8-page story in the book. He gets more
Okay.
time than anybody else, besides Devil Flyer. Now there's substantial amount of time on the Clown and Bog story because there's 9 pages for that Grave Tale story. But really it's the clown story, not so much about Bog.
Okay.
But then that just delays, this Bog character, what that all about.
True.
Well, I was going to have the origin of Bog. But I said, now that I'm switching to the magazine, I can change the thing completely.
Yeah.
And on this 8-page lead-in, I can either include that or not, change that. I have more room now. I have more page count.
Yeah.
And I was actually wanting to fit in 2 characters and didn't have the room because I had this big 29-page, Devil Flyer story taking up so much room. So that's why we're having the prequel magazine. That, and it must be magazine size because he drew it so small.
Yeah.
He drew it the actual size of a comic book, which is really small to do panel work. It just is.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. And I think he did an excellent job, you got
a lot of artists that'll do that.
Going through the Devil Flyer story again, I was like, there's some action in this,
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of times that people get zapped by that trident,
Right.
A couple of people get disintegrated, and that's in the trailer.
Hey.
It's even in the first trailer. Let's take a look. Yeah, that campaign's coming down here pretty soon.
That's going to be exciting.
I actually sold a couple of ash cans recently. One of them was to Crooked Painter. He received his the other day. And actually posted it, but I did not catch it when he first posted. I was kind of wondering if anybody posted, about, when they received their ash can. I was surprised he didn't put the magnets and trading cards and bookmarks with it. He just pictured the ash can, but that's okay too. I'm just glad that he kind of showed it off, over there on Twitter. There's the picture he posted of the ash can.
Okay. Not bad.
All the other stuff was, I didn't have stretch goals. I was just selling the book, and all the the 2 trading cards, the 3 bookmarks, art done by me. The trading cards weren't, but the bookmarks were. And then
Yeah.
the 2 magnets, that was all just free stuff for back in the book.
Okay.
No, to make it a proper campaign, to give people more than what they expected,
Right.
Say goodbye to my tax money last year. Right? Because that's
Well,
how that happened. And then some. And then some.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I had ship out. I mean, I shipped out Ice Queens to her and Rick's up to Canada and Tatsu's to
Mhm.
Switzerland. And that was over
Yeah.
$80. Those 3 books,
Wow.
that little ash can was over $80.
Yeah, international shipping is.
Basically, I lost a couple dollars on Tatsu,
Mm,
but I mean, I was actually paying him to get my book, but I don't care.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to work out the international. I just kind of like, okay, international shipping is going to be $18. Well, all
Yeah.
international shipping and international shippings went up since then
I know.
because I sent another one to Canada or something to Canada and it was like $4 more
Oh.
just to send to Canada. She said, wash that crusty thing. Yeah.
Mm,
So, hopefully that original artwork, like the acrylic painting,
yeah.
acrylic painting by Doc, come on.
Mhm.
And hopefully some of this stuff will sell, the original artwork. I won't have any Devil Flyer original artwork. John wanted to keep the whole story.
Well, that figures.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did it because, we worked. I mean, he didn't get paid. I said, if we do some, I'll kick you some money,
Yeah.
uh, but I mean, he'll get to keep it. So, he'll be
Yeah.
sitting on a gold mine if Devil Flyer takes off, you know, after a while, if he's
Yeah.
still living,
Yeah.
maybe he'll be able to
Yeah.
sell that stuff and retire when it's actually worth something and people care about it. Um, he did
Yeah.
give me a whole big thick photo, I swear, about that big of early preliminary Devil Flyer stuff. So once
Okay.
Devil Flyer gets a little bit more established and everything, and people might be interested in the behind the scenes stuff, I could make a
Yeah.
book out of that stuff alone. You know,
True.
I probably need
True.
to
You
just,
can.
yeah. Well, you showed some of yours, like 2008. I sit down and just designed characters for like 3 or 4 months straight. Mighty Geek. Here's one that sort of bubbles,
Ah.
but it's fun to look
Yeah.
back on. And some of these characters were actually viable concepts. So,
Yeah.
and I've already gotten some of them redrawn and done. Um, you know, but
Yeah.
there's still others like this martial artist cyclopean type guy um, that I would like to see done.
Okay.
And this zombie guy, I've done several things with him
Hmm.
myself, but
Yeah.
he'll work. Yeah, I've got some viable characters. Some are not that viable. Some are,
Yeah.
you know,
I've got a lot of them.
yeah, but some I redesigned with Vic. Like here's one that had energy arms and sort of Colossus metal legs, and
Ah. Yeah. Yeah.
we redesigned him, and are being used. I'm trying to get my rogues gallery, together.
Hmm.
I do have a bog like character, or a character that was a swampy character before bog
Yeah.
that was created in 2008, and here he is. So he might be making an appearance at some point. And we did Cortex, He was one of those characters that I created back in 2008, in October 2008. His android body and his disembodied brain. Did a few costume changes on that, but it remained pretty much the same. He's going to start out with 2 costume colors. Thank you, Lorenzo, for liking us over on X, on the Twitter.
Okay. This is something I did for a 24-hour comics day. It was basically a weapons guide for one of the other books. I'm thinking,
I forget who was talking about. I think it was Levi. He was saying about 24-hour comics day in like October or something.
Yeah. It's usually held first Saturday in October.
Yeah.
And those who are interested in do it.
Who does that? Who kind of sponsors that, by the way?
Well, it was started by Scott McCloud. I forgot who, but you can enter online or.
Oh, okay. And Scott McCloud,
most people
he's written multiple books on. He used to do Zot for Eclipse Comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have 1 or 2 or of his books on doing comics.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I just kind of do it. It's like,
tell me about it.
I hate reading instructions.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Andy Smith's book. Before I ever met Andy Smith, I had his book.
Oh, I've got it. I've got that book. Drawing Dynamic Comics. Yeah, I've got that one.
Mm-hmm. And
it's
have I read
all
it?
Of his characters.
Maybe bits and pieces. I've got some great art books, on how to.
Yeah.
But I kind of do it more organically, with just from my experience of reading comic books and knowing what kind of impacted me,
Right.
And why. And I think if I can capture that little kid, it's going to be a fun ride, Of course, working on the Devil Flyer story, unless you do it yourself, it's like, and working with John, he always changed. I mean, he changed the design of my main character,
mm-hmm.
but I went with it, and and not all of his changes are, like a Tank.
Not all drastic changes.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. But if you want to work with that person, you just kind of got to go with the flow,
Right.
Now, see, I like an artist that puts my vision down,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that sucks. I don't mean put it down that way.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah. I just thought I'd make that clear.
Sometimes you got to take the opinion of others and learn from it.
Well, here's going to be I'm probably going to have John Dillard. I haven't approached him, but we'll look at his work. I did. I asked him today on today's show if he would be interested in coloring this piece done by Tank Ferret. He has added more lightning. I said, yeah, I envisioned more lightning, kind of striking the wings or bouncing or, and I haven't, this is an early look at it. When he said it was done, I was like, yeah, can I ask you for some more lightning? Because that looks like a fizzle. You know what I mean?
What?
I just envisioned more like a couple of boats coming in diagonally from each side,
Yeah.
It's a good piece.
The thing is, when I look at Devil Flyer, I'm thinking of a god type character, so I'm thinking something overboard a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole character's kind of overboard. You know what? I don't think he gave him a devil's tail.
No.
Now that I look at it,
it really doesn't need it. It's been overdone. Let's put it that way. But everyone has their own interpretation of the devil. That's the thing you got to remember.
Right. Not the devil flyer is the devil.
Right, but I'm talking about when they envision someone dressing up like the devil, they have their own vision of what he may look like.
Right. And, his tail could be behind him. You just don't see it.
Right.
Right.
Doesn't have to be a long tail. It could be a short tail. That's the whole point.
Well, now let's stay on model. Okay. I don't know that John stayed on model with everything. He was a little inconsistent about things and,
Yeah.
like the gloves. I said, no, they're not rounded. They're at the base. They're pointed. So he went in there and changed that one panel. But for the most part, he stayed on model. It's kind of like Jimmy Reyes said that he's a little difficult to draw.
Yeah. Well, you have to remember that most artists are going by the vision you gave, what you described,
and they're not familiar with the character. I get it.
True.
It's the first time that they've drawn the character. He's got a devil's tail. He's got a trident. He's got wings. He's got a beak. He's got wings on that. Is it a helmet? Is it a mask? They know nothing about this character. I get it. He is a little bit more complex. He's kind of a mashup character,
Yeah.
And if his helmet's going to change designs because the original design of my helmet was not used, to begin with. And there's going to be different iterations. He was born in 1899. He fought at the end of World War I. He fought in World War II. He's kind of like, I'd be giving away too much, man. I'd be giving away too much if I said that, which I probably said it before, but people forget.
He's almost immortal. Let's put it that way.
Well, let's put it this way. My inspirations for Devil Flyer, Doctor Strange, Kurt Wagner, which is Nightcrawler, the tail part, which went with that, and then that led to the name Devil Flyer, the wings and the tail, and the trident. That's how I did that. And I will say this much: I've said it before. He controls these things, which you will not see. Well, you've seen them on my Geo page. He controls these things called demon flyers, which are these pterodactyl looking things that also have demon or devil tails. But anyway, that comes later.
Okay.
So if he can control this whole squadron of these like flying demonic like things, whatever from another realm. But anyway, I envision I'll be working with an artist here pretty soon on the World War I design of his costume. Now that'll be pretty cool. And I'll probably take Doc's got a gladiatorial sort of design. And I might even have access. I won't show that now, but Jimmy Reyes had, do away with the wings, sort of a shorter helmet, maybe smaller beak, and I'm thinking that for the World War I design.
Okay.
Not as complete looking and bolsterous and complex as the modern day look.
Yeah.
But now the book after this, you'll get to see Devil Flyer will be in a way present in my next book, which will be Momentum Future Visions.
Okay.
In the story that takes place 250 years in the future of my universe. So you'll get to see, in a way, future version of Bog and Bystander. Some will be making their appearance for the very first time in their future selves. And some will be making a second appearance, like Bystanders. We're working on a story that'll be in this book, but the next time you see him will be 250 years in the future.
Okay.
And with that character, the bystander, he will not have changed over time. Pretty much like you said, immortal,
Yeah.
in a way. Or long lived. You'll get to see do I have to get my own book to remind me of names? There's this one character that I'm just forgetting his name.
Right now you're focused on one character in particular. That's the reason why you forgot his name.
Yeah. Well, I have other characters that I'm always wanting to develop, and I've been creating new characters. I'm excited about this character here, which I'm calling the Blazer till I can't call him the
Okay.
Blazer. And that's actually, he's kind of like a Firestorm type character, but different color
Okay.
scheme,
Yeah.
So I'm excited about him. I'm also excited about Midnight.
Okay.
That Tank Ferret's working on an image of him, and Vic did an image of him that I gave Tank for reference, and there that is. Really excited about this character because it's very genre themed, but this character will be in modern times too. She'll be in the past, depicted in the past, but she will make it to the present day as well. And maybe even the future, but they did that with Jonah Hex, He was set back in Civil War times or right after Civil War times. But they also did in the 80s, they did the modern day Hex. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And a lot of people like that. And I did too, to a certain degree. It was a re-envisioning of the character. Sometimes that takes, sometimes it doesn't,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to have to be looking down the road, and definitely, one of the stories that one character I'll be wanting to get on is Sea Demon. Which, I kind of did with Ryan James. You saw his cover work he did for me.
Yeah,
right?
I saw the cover. Yeah.
Where he's all beat up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I said that was the best cover I'd seen. Giving me an insight into what to expect from the book.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really the story starts right after that scene where he's all beat up. The whole reason, a lot of what happens is part of that, and that's a big part of the story. Starting with issue 1, going all the way to issue 6 and beyond. So, spoilers, but you don't know what's going on yet. So,
right.
Yeah.
It's a way to tell an origin without really telling an origin.
Yeah, I mean, an impetus for what's going on. Yeah. Not a particular character's origin, but a particular event that happens that touches off other events. Most definitely. And we get this launched. I will definitely be completing story for Vic and of the death of Silver Boa, a story I'm calling the death of Silver Boa. And I may put this up on the campaign. You can tell me if you think I should put this on the campaign. Just a moment. Huh?
Let's see it.
Okay. Just let me put down all these other pages. This potential cover for an image of Bog and Dirty Joe sort of possessing him.
Oh, no, that's cool. That is cool. That is cool. Even though it looks like a splash page.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is
pretty cool.
this is a cover sheet, so the logo would go here over the Ditko, and they got
Yeah.
the the Ditko box here. It's more Marvel laid out, with the
Right.
you could put your barcode there, if you're going to put it in bookstores. But
Right.
so I might put this piece up. I have it available,
Yeah.
so I could get it. I think I've gotten it scanned. I don't know. I think she scanned it. So with the logo put over that, this still could be a future cover. For
Yeah.
something supplement
Yeah.
or just a mock-up cover to put in another book.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Oh yeah.
So, but I could put this up for sale. Original art if somebody
Yeah.
wanted it. Did that back in 2023 of April.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost a year old. Got to use
Oh
what
yeah.
you got, folks.
Always. Always.
And I won't have a lot on, of my artwork. I mean, there's more now. I've actually added that because on this 8-page story, I'll do a lot in that. I've got a lot planned for that.
Yeah.
Some of possibly of what I've worked on now. I like to work on multiple things, and then whatever gels, and then the rest I can use later for something else. That's just kind of the
Exactly.
way I like to work.
But we all know sooner or later we're gonna have to
Yeah, we're gonna have
go
to.
to it go to a distributor so we can get these books in the stores.
Right. And I definitely have plans to do that.
Yeah.
And that will be cool. In fact, I have gotten some of my ads in comic book stores through Alternate Comics, through the
Yeah.
ads. The Nubian, which I've done nothing with, I just commissioned Doc to do this piece of the Nubian.
Oh, cool.
She's actually on John Dillard's cover. I have very few female characters, so that's why I'm excited about this new one, Midnight Western
Okay.
character. She's got a lot of neat things to her character
Mm-hmm.
in her costume and everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, Tank Ferret's working on another version of her right now. He's done 2 other pieces for me as well. 2-ton, which I'm excited that he's done. There's his 2-ton, looking very
Okay.
Jargonaut like. And he did a villain speedster for me.
Okay. A
And
villain
actually
speedster.
this could actually be a good sticker, just take her out of the background,
Oh, that's an excellent sticker.
Yeah, that'd be a great sticker for the campaign. Or, I may just have a collage page where I use this image on an interior page, with multiple artists, work on that page. Or maybe have a Tank Ferret page, where it's a mashup between my work, Tank Ferret, and Doc's. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm starting to design. I already got the story written, but now the visuals have to be out there and stunning.
Of course.
Epic.
We wouldn't accept anything less. You know that.
Yeah. Well, I hope not.
Well, given the title of the book, yeah, we're expecting something epic.
Are you from just Devil Flyer?
Yeah. Anytime you use the term devil, it's usually some people usually expect something epic from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe that's why, I got 100 signups, I will be using this, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I will be, of course, I always had it planned to use this image that Dillard did for me. This is something he just he did, and I kind of walked him through on a stream of Vicks. Gosh, over a year ago, probably.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
That's that. He's a genie, basically. So I guess if there's any inexplicable magic within, he's kind
Yeah,
of a nexus, a center focus for that.
right.
Now, what do you think? Timothy Austin was saying earlier he thought this would be a good magnet or a sticker.
I have to agree with him.
Yeah. What would you like to see
For
it
that one,
made as?
well, actually, I'd like to see it made as a trading card and a magnet.
Yeah, I suggested a trading card as well. It'd make I think with the metallic looking skull cap that could make a
Yeah,
great sort of metallic card,
yeah.
trading card.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
And then that,
maybe this could be the trading card for the sign up that's given out to
yeah,
everybody. It's
yeah.
certainly good work.
It is.
Yeah. And the good thing is it's digitally. He can take this, he still has it, and I'm going to have him draw out him standing there,
Okay.
the full body, head to toe. So,
Yeah.
we can expand on this image, but I do like just the bust here.
Yeah.
And it's something
Now,
we have on hand. It's just something he did that I've not paid him for, but I will be paying for him toot sweet, and want to use it in the campaigns somewhere. And
now, if you want to keep it as a bust, I'd suggest you put it on a T-shirt.
well, this image may make it in a collage type page, along with some Tank Ferret. And, like I say, there's going to be some cameos, and it may not be all my artwork, maybe a collage of images.
Yeah.
As the bystander kind of walks us through the momentum, characters, some of them.
Right.
I mean, he's not saying, okay, this is Bog and this is, it'll all be done in story form with just the images kind of there cascading.
Yeah.
Maybe some Kirby energy crackle, maybe something more dynamic. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We've got time. I've got time to work this out
We've
make
got
it
plenty
epic.
of time. We've got plenty of time.
Yeah. The main thing I'm concerned about is, and hopefully a lot of this will be taken care of today. I'm hoping that Jason didn't have problems. I'm working with or Justin. I don't know why I call him Jason. I do that to Belmont too. I call him Jason. And I did not watch all those slasher movies. More than once. More than once.
Well, maybe it's because he looks like a Jason.
Maybe I could do a special Dillard trading card of him smiling like this.
You could.
Huh?
You could.
That'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't it just kind of crop that thing off where he's smiling?
Yeah.
He may not want his mug out there, but
Yeah.
I think that would be cool, actually.
Well, it'll get him more exposure.
Yeah. Well, I actually used that for my second sign up. I said something like, make this man happy, sign up today. Something like that, A lot of people like that,
Yeah.
Of course, he's been a little controversial of late, not of his own making. The Ethan Yellow Flash thing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Ethan EFAT me twice over that when I had Dillard on, which I think drew exposure to the channel.
It did. It did.
We're probably one of the non-convert. I try not to be controversial.
I
You
know.
know, one of your chill stream type.
Yeah.
Be
Got to be
entertaining,
that.
but not necessarily a drama queen.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the only queen I have on there, even though she's sometimes portrayed as a drama queen. She's really not.
Well,
At least that's my story at the moment, and I'm sticking to it.
mhm.
And
Well,
and and
when we get to know her, we'll know
and
if you're telling the truth or not.
and Dillard, seems to agree. He's smiling, so
Yeah.
keep on smiling. Is what I say.
Hey,
Smile will
just
brighten
do
your
what you
day. We all need a
do
dopamine
what you
bump.
just do what you got to do and just keep doing it. Mhm.
Yeah, we'll be working out details about. I know I want a beanie. I'd like to have a T-shirt. I just
Mhm.
want the. But now,
Yeah.
do I leave that for my Shopify store, which is now started, but it's not refined, customized totally yet. But I do
That's
have the
it.
beginnings of that.
Okay.
They already have
Mhm.
templates, so you can do T-shirts. All I have to
Mhm.
do is send them the file and put it, put the information in of how much I want, and I could have those
Right.
up today.
Yeah.
If I have everything set up. I'm not
All
trying to
right.
rush it. Really, my attention is on the campaign and
Yeah.
getting getting the campaign up with everything that I can, you know, and everything they need.
Understandable.
And
Yeah.
then after that, I could focus on other things
Exactly.
that are less important. I have to prioritize the
Hey,
campaign or it won't get up in time.
there
Every
you
day.
go.
And it's got to happen. So, uh, let's see. What was I going to look at? What was I just talking about? But yeah, eventually, I know it's going to happen. You know, we'll get into
Yeah, I
bookstores.
know.
We'll get in Amazon and all your big bookstores. Um,
Comic shops.
yeah, I mean, is that a big major goal of mine? Not really.
No, yeah.
Not really. I just want to
No.
crowdfund this thing, get it out. But I mean, I do think that's a natural progression that after you fulfill, and your backers are happy,
Mhm.
absolutely put it in comic shops. You know,
Yeah.
uh,
Who knows?
so
Bill Dun- Who knows? Ben Dunn might help you.
it remains to be seen. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I'll probably have a hardback
Okay.
version. Maybe
Okay.
not. Well, yeah, I've got to work out those details.
Yeah.
For anybody who wants a hardback, and I'll be working out those details this week, hopefully.
Work
You know,
work that out with your printer.
yeah. Well, I want to do digest size. I definitely want to
I
do
know.
digest size, and that can be done, but
I know. So do I.
not so much with this first Devil Flyer story because he drew it so small.
Right.
To size a regular comic book.
Mhm.
Now, if we can get like a proof printed off and it looks, okay in that
Mhm.
format, then we may offer it. But it seems to me it probably wouldn't reduce. It might,
It might just
okay,
have your.
but usually your artwork is like 11 by 17, big.
Yeah.
It blows
Unless
up fabulously. It blows up fabulously.
unless
Uh,
unless you are requiring it to be in a digest size, which is a manga size. and most printers have a 7 by 7.5
think
by
manga's
five and a
even a
half.
little larger than digest size.
Well, the
Maybe a
sheet
little
that they draw
taller.
the sheet
There's
that they
not
draw
much
on is
difference, but there
actually
is a difference.
10 by
Like this is smaller than a Reader's Digest.
yeah.
There
Oh,
is a difference.
yeah. But
Yeah.
the the size paper that manga artist drawn is actually 10 by 14.
And there's pocketbook size and there's
Mhm.
novel size,
Yeah.
Uh
Most novel sizes is 6 by 9. So
I had a puzzle in here, I think. Let's see if it's worked. No, it's not worked. This was given to me. They actually had a puzzle page in there, circle word thing,
mhm.
and then they had the solution to it later on.
Most
I
novels are
never
this
worked.
size. The size of the sketchbook here. This is 6 by 9.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, this is a digest size is, let me measure it here, is 6.5 by 4 3/4.
Yeah.
And, this is 100 pages.
Right.
That's a lot of material in a little
Yeah.
book,
I know.
glue bound,
Yeah.
square
Perfect
bound.
bound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And it reads okay.
Yeah.
But then again, I just had some query that I don't know that it would reduce down that far and still look good and be legible. It might, be fine, but
Mhm.
maybe we
Well,
can get a.
if you're gonna reduce it to the digest size, then what he drew it on would be all right. Should be all right.
Oh, you think, if you drew an actual regular modern day comic book size,
Yeah.
that it would reduce down?
Yeah.
Okay. It probably would. But 48 pages is going to be smaller than this,
Yeah.
which is not a big, hefty book. Of course, now,
No.
again, this is not good paper stock either. It's
Uh,
thin,
ah.
it's
Yeah.
thin newsprint.
Oh.
So
Newsprint and it's
anything I did would be thicker than this because the stock would be thicker.
right.
Because very few places do newsprint anymore.
I
Very
know
hard to
because
find one. And a reliable one. Just ask Peter Samedi. It took
I
him
know
6 months and
it
do
took
it.
him 6.5 months actually to find one,
Yeah. And he
and then
tested the
negotiate the
waters with
price.
many different in between that.
Hmm.
And he's not coming off that information. So,
No,
and it'd
I
probably
don't
be
blame
out of
him either.
state. It'd be out of state. So
Yeah,
I would love to do newsprint. I think a lot of people in this community would love to do
I'd
newsprint.
love to do. I'd love to do it on newsprint.
Yeah. And then have it yellow and smell over time and
Yeah,
degrade,
that's
it's not.
the only thing. If you're doing it for a collector's market, then newsprint is not the way to go.
You could argue that both ways, Mighty Geek.
True.
If it was made as a temporal item and is degrading, so fine, good, really good copies are going to be hard to come
Yeah.
by. Oh, as time goes by,
Right.
But now somebody that grabs one on a campaign and has it graded immediately, yeah, they're probably going to get top grade.
Yeah.
There
That's
have
it.
been a couple campaigns where they went straight from the printer to get graded as part of the campaign, and they come back 10.0. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. I mean,
I
colossal.
talked to a guy representing CGC at C2E2 a couple years ago.
Right.
They said that if you get it graded, as soon as you get it printed, you have a standard. That's what you call setting a standard for collectors.
Yeah, I mean, you get top grade. You set the
Right.
bar. This is the grade to
Exactly.
beat. Yeah.
The thing is, you gotta make sure you hit your audience right. Because if you're going for, let's say, a kids market, that's tough. Kids market is always tough because you really have to be Charles Schultz to pull that one off.
Well, I mean, I think I think Shane did with his Starlight Cats.
Yeah, but he was aiming more for a teenage crowd.
I guess I didn't read it, but it looked like a good project. But
Yeah, it was a good project, but I like the Inglorious Rex a little better
yeah,
because it takes two of my favorite genres of media and just puts them both
have
together.
you seen his Axum
No, I
project?
haven't yet. No, I haven't yet.
Well, that sounds like a good segue to don't be tore up from the floor up, as
Yeah,
Jason says. Good morning, Jason, or good evening. It's late. Hey,
it's late night.
6480. How are you?
It's late night. It's late night. And what are we gonna do?
Well, that's the thing about it. Late night create. You know,
Yeah,
uh, episode
most of
1,
us.
which is a exclamation point because I like that visual.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, we'd have to set up a schedule for this because this is just too much fun.
well, this is in your yeah. This is your time basically. You like this late night time.
Yeah. This is how
And
we do. This is how we color in color
and so
pencil.
I do, if I don't have to work, which right
Right.
now I don't, except on
That's
my
what it is.
comic. So,
This would be great. This would be a great weekend show if you don't work weekends.
oh hell, you're gonna limit me just to the weekend? I mean, Jason
No,
accuses me of
no.
streaming all the time. I have to live up to that. I have to stream all the time. I have to.
Well, you
I've
started
been
it. That's all.
accused
That's
of
all.
it. I have to live up to it.
No, no. The thing is, you started it. You started this with the late night streams every now and again.
Yeah.
Now you have to endure it.
Well, the only reason I've curtailed some of that is to work on things that need to get done, before we
Yeah,
launch. So
yeah,
even limiting, the guests that come on
yeah.
the 4 o'clock
It's
show.
understandable.
But even
That's
then, I think we're
understandable.
doing pretty good. We've had on Jimmy Reyes
Yeah.
and Mark
Mhm.
Polton and uh, Mike Barron, of late. So
Yeah.
and so many other great, creators. I can't even
Yeah.
name them all without looking at my calendar.
Like I said, this is what happens when you try with colored pencils.
Do you
Which
do
isn't
you
bad.
use the really hard color pencils or soft? I know I've asked you that before. And,
Combination of both.
and what I like is they actually have like watercolor pencils that you can add water to, and
I've got some of those also. I always keep
that's
some of those.
I'm going to be working with some of that stuff, and then I won't even have to pay a colorist. Ha ha! I can do color theory. I can do it.
Yeah,
I can do. It
most
won't be
people can,
digital
but
coloring, but some of the digital coloring sucks.
I know that's why I preferred coloring by
Traditional
hand
has its
coloring.
limitations,
Yeah, it does, but
limitation of your imagination and skill, but
yeah,
I mean, out of focus, I get it. Out of focus shots, lighting effects, things like that, great digitally, but I can't do that. I
Right.
have to hire that done. But there's a lot I can do and help
Yeah.
myself out traditionally.
Exactly.
Getting a camera for my drawing table soon. Yeah, I will be as well. I set up and
Yeah.
well, I'll have to, where I can shoot down. People can. It'll probably be mostly inking because I don't like to draw the thing out. It'll probably
I
already
know.
be started. I don't like the starting beginning. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do it. Yes.
That's what I would have to do. Starting with on my channel, I do inking only. Inking and some coloring.
I think inking's where it comes to life, really. You know,
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, yeah.
I was going to go over to fund my comic. I think that's what I
Let's
was
see
going to.
what
Oh,
that's.
no, no, no. I know what I was going to do. I was going to bring up not Shay's, uh, Shane's Axum
Ah,
and show that to you.
okay.
I have featured it one or two, three times, but not a lot. I mean, there's so many great projects
Okay.
out there.
True.
And one of the
Hmm.
best, before I get to Axum, while I look for Axum, is Frog G. And this campaign's winding down as far as
Ah,
almost complete and going to be going out here pretty soon to
yeah.
within the next month or so. Who knows? Couple months. Uh,
We've all read the story. The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is
hey,
real
no
life,
problem. Love it.
and in real life, stories don't always have happy endings. Frog G, story of a man sent on a mission to kill a god.
If you don't get this project, you ain't
Now
comics
our
guy. How about that?
only underworld regained.
That's cool.
It's a cool project, man, and the
That's
color is
cool.
going to be off the chain. I guarantee you, this is going to blow some people's minds, and I hope they
Yeah.
leave it in demand long enough for people to review it because
Yeah.
after people will be wanting this. I think this is
Yeah.
one project where they may do at least maybe a third of what they've done on the campaign more after
Yeah.
people actually got their copies and are showing it to people, other people that have not backed it or have overlooked it because they were shadow banned. And I
Yeah.
guarantee you, there's some people that still have not seen this project that's been out a while. But I guarantee you, if they leave it in demand for a little bit longer after
Yeah.
they kind of fulfill, people will be wanting this. And even
Oh
if
yeah.
they don't, if they have extra copies, they'll be wanting it later, like on maybe the
True.
next one or however they
Yeah.
work it.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
17,497, 251 backers,
Not bad.
48 page. No, I mean, especially when they were shadow banned from moment one.
Yeah.
48-page comic book about a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess and the quest that follows.
Now there is a story.
Now there's a story. And I mean, wonderful frog will be in demand for some time.
Right.
He says, cool. I mean, look at that cover, man. I mean,
Oh man, that is cool.
Jason's great, but then to have ink spots take it to next level is just
Yeah.
they're both turning in some great stuff.
Oh yeah. That is cool.
Well, they don't shy away from the Sam Keith,
Right.
vibe. If you know Jason. But
Yeah.
look at that coloring.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a fun book. It's like
Mhm.
something you want to know what's going on,
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
Oh yeah. Nothing like a little voodoo magic to ruin your day.
yeah, this is Rainey's right here. Check that out.
Ah.
How would Rainey depict Frog G?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here, no guessing. You can get Rainey's work right here.
Yeah. I recognize Rini's work.
Can't wait till I get my beanie, my Frog G beanie. I may have to order one separate just so that it's sent to me, so
Yeah.
I can be wearing it now before it gets summertime.
Yeah.
It's got Dan Pleagle piece here, from Dan Pleagle.
Mhm. Yeah.
Dan.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Looks like a fun book. Look at that beanie. Hell yeah. Yes, you can be styling and profiling in your Frog G beanie.
And there it is.
All right. So we've unlocked everyone that orders now gets 2 trading cards, color and process. Let's see, sketch go number 1, 2. 3's actually been busted out.
Okay.
No update on anything beyond that, but that I know of. But ooh, look at that.
Hey.
It's great. He should have a marshmallow on the end of that. Cook that marshmallow.
Oh,
Look
but
at,
that would
look at
would've
that,
just-
man. Look
that
at that.
would have just turned it into something more epic.
Yeah. That's a
But
please.
that's just me and you with all the epic stuff.
Well, that's going to be cool. And if you've ever backed Jason, Jason gives you good value, man. He's going to be, he's going to be giving you over. He's like, oh, I'm a day late. I better give them 3 more items. He goes into his pocket, to make up for the
Yeah, if it's late, yeah. He's one of those guys just wants to make sure that the audience is
everybody's
well
happy.
taken care of.
Absolutely. His mother helps, fulfill that thing.
Hey.
Everybody gets involved,
Yeah. Yeah, when you can do that, it's all the more fun.
I'm actually jealous of Jason. Jason scored where I failed. He got on another Jason. He got on the creator of Octopus Cowboy, which I've been feeling for a long time. I love it. And he was on. Not watched it yet, Jason, but I will. I am sleeping as well. But I will definitely watch that probably in between now and this time tomorrow. I will definitely watch that because I want to get Jason on too. In a good way. Yeah. I mean, I want to push Octopus Cowboy. That's another off the chain, like Frog G, project that looks awesome. He makes great trailers, and yet he doesn't have the presence to get the big numbers, not even Frog G numbers. So, and that's a shame.
Yeah,
because that's one of I'm definitely going to back Octopus Cowboy.
Oh yeah,
that's on top on my list to back because he's and Jason had him on yesterday, I believe it was. So if you have not seen that, um, go over to Jason's channel and watch it. I'm sure it was a great get together with the creator of Octopus Cowboy.
Oh,
Since we're late,
I
we are
would.
giving every backer an extra full trading card. Those ain't cheap. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Trading cards are not cheap.
Is Frog the actual Frog G that we all know and love? Is he an editor kind of as well? Another set of eyes on the project, Jason? Just wondering. Probably asked you that before, but it's been a
If
minute
so,
since I've asked.
that's if so, that would be a great thing.
I would think that, it never hurts to get fresh eyes on a project, but I mean, I would think Frog G would probably be a pretty good editor himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we all look for fresh eyes on projects that we are very
You
passionate
can
about.
never have enough eyes on your project.
No,
Never have enough eyes because different people will catch different things.
exactly.
Yep. I mean, I don't know if you call it a typo or that's the way he speaks, but we'll just call it a typo that was
Okay.
caught even in my ash can. But you're dealing with gangsters and they kind of talk slang too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And I had a university teacher of English, as an editor on that. And she
Okay.
didn't catch it. So,
Shit. Now the thing is, when it comes to slang, most English teachers will never catch it
yeah.
because most English teachers are all about this is not the correct way to do this, that, or the other. You have to remember, slang is all about bending the rules.
Yeah. Well, you never put a conjunction to start a sentence, but
Right.
a lot of people speak that way, just like that sentence
Exactly.
I just said. But a lot of people speak that way. We speak that way.
Exactly.
We start our sentences with conjunctions.
Junctions. Mm-hmm.
Certain people do. A lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
It's common speak for a lot of people to put a conjunction
Exactly.
to put the conjunction but.
Mhm.
You wouldn't put or though, or
Right.
certain conjunctions, and more probably but and the most.
Yeah.
Trying to find out of all these links. I know it's there. The one I'm looking for. And ultimately, if you go looking for it, you probably have trouble finding it.
Yeah.
Never fails. Never. Oh, here it is. Shane Davis.
Anything you want to
Shane
find, you
Davis
stop. Anything you want to find, you stop looking for it, and then you find it.
Yeah. What it is, it is. Yeah. What it is.
What it is.
So here you go. Mighty Geek. Shane Davis's accent. I was saying accent, but it's accent. Are you playing the game or is the game playing you?
Ooh.
Oh.
Now there.
I dream of a world carefully crafted, beautifully flawed. This is Accent. In this game of life, there is one thing that determines a victor. A player's ability to grow. A player's ability to evolve. A player's ability to survive. My name is Dog. Choose to play. Choose to upgrade. Choose to level up. Choose to accept.
And that's 9livescomics.com, you
Yeah.
know, they're the latest.
That's that's a cool. That's cool.
After Inglorious Rex 2, I guess that was the one they're working on now, right? Or just
Hmm.
completing, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many great projects like Kill 'Em Dad out there, and you know, that where they're
Yeah.
really doing something different, you know, with black light, you know, poster colors and a
Yeah.
or vinyl album to go with it, or maybe two vinyl albums on that.
All right.
Can't wait for the sketchbook from the Extend campaign. Yeah, that comes with it too. Yeah, if
Oh,
you buy
that's
it,
gonna. Oh, that's gonna be incredible.
it's kind of the Matrix. It sounds like the Matrix, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
I get a technically I get a cross between Sword Art Online and The Matrix
Mhm.
because it's set inside a video game.
On today's show, I think I've got a lot of links. I think I've got a lot of links down there. I've tried to feature, of course, favorites. I try not to play favorites, but there's certain ones
Mhm.
that I want to feature most of the time. Frog G is one of them, by the way.
We know. We know. The reason why we know because Frog G is a friend.
Yeah.
If you don't help your friends, who are you gonna help?
Well, he's Frog G himself is a great link master. You know, link
Hmm.
master extraordinaire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mighty Geek, did you hit that like button before you came in?
Oh yeah.
I'm just
I
wondering.
always do.
7 of
Always
you
do.
did. There you go.
Always do.
Let's see. Why'd I come over to Twitter? I mean, YouTube for this broadcast. Was there something I wanted to highlight or drop or see about? I can't remember. These late night streams, you know. These late night
Yeah.
streams.
It's late night and well, it's now Tuesday morning, so that's the other thing.
I just wonder if Jason's going to go over to fund my comic with Frog G at some point, you know. Or is he
Yeah.
going to stick with Indiegogo, who shadow banned him?
Ah, good question.
Yeah, because that definitely affects any campaign. I don't care who you are. If it was
Exactly.
Ethan, if he was shadow banned, it would probably affect him.
Yeah.
If you can't go on there and randomly see it trending or do a search for it and can't find it, you know, and you've got to have a direct link, you
Right.
better be getting that direct link out there on every format you can. And that's a big time consuming hassle.
It is.
I spent 2 days just contacting people for more than 2 days. I mean, a good portion. Did I
Okay.
take 48 hours? No.
No.
But it took me two
Took
good
you about
days. A
took you
lot of
about
times
36 hours to do it.
it took me a while to get the, you know, hey, we're launching. And like Rich that did Roach Boss, he didn't know.
Right.
Where you been? Head under the rock. I've been posting every day nearly, you know.
Yeah.
There are people out there. Believe me, you think people know? They don't know. Even after we launch, they won't even know.
Right.
With the ash can, they said, go sign up for it. I'd go in chats and they'd see me and they'd be nice enough. They'd have a wrench and they'd drop it, go sign up for it. And I said, no, we're in demand. You know, go back. You know, you assume people don't know that they know. They don't know. You got
They
to
don't
make
know.
rounds.
You definitely got to make rounds.
You got to make the rounds. Yep. I got to get Paul Monsky on here again.
Mm-hmm.
He's working with Bill Black from AC Comics. You know,
Uh-huh.
Bill Black
Yeah.
did the cover for him.
Uh-huh.
He needs to
Not a
get out,
bad,
you know,
not a
and be
bad deal.
exposed more. I'm going to be doing
Yeah.
some follow up with some people who's been on before and stuff. Like Paul's been on once before. It was a late night stream like this, so Shadowhawk wasn't on there, and that was
Mhm.
after he had just done a stream, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the way I found him. And I said, "You want to come on now?" You know, and did, and had a great time, you know, and learned about his
Yeah.
campaign. And you know, I get it, jungle action type things, not everybody's thing, but
Mhm. It's one of those lost genres, let's put it that way.
yeah. Well, he has a storefront over on Fund My Comic, but you know, just getting the
Mhm.
book for the Bill Black, if you know anything about Bill Black, who worked for Marvel and
Yeah.
started. I mean, an early independent guy. I've got
Oh yeah.
over 80 signed signatures of stuff. I've got production artwork from AC Comics. I've got a complete Film Force thumbnailed story
Mhm.
that's signed by him.
That's good.
I've got approval covers of, you know, I've got at least one approval cover of a little digest. I've got original artwork of one of those little books he did. Captain Paragon, I've got the cover. I've got an unused cover for More Fun Comics #5 that never came out. And I've got
Oh man,
most
you
of
got
his
lucky.
movies, and some of those that, like the Black Hawk movie serial
Mhm.
that Kirk Allen that
Yeah.
played Superman also. I got this from Bill Black. He didn't sign that one, but he did sign all these on the
Mhm.
paper part, not the plastic part. Did you see his signature there, Bill Black?
Yeah. Oh, I love Film
Because
Force.
he is a director as well. You know, makes
Yeah, no,
these. Yeah. But
no, but like I
I
said, I
would
love
always
Film
ask
Force.
him, since I was going to buy this stuff from him anyway, I said, "Can you sign it?" And he did. So I have 80 plus signatures from
Mm.
him
Ah.
on various stuff. Even a handwritten letter with one of them signed by him. And a 1962 early Marvel book in very nice shape that he bought as a kid
Oh my.
from his personal collection. And it's got an early prototype of the Watcher.
Okay.
It's like
Oh,
an early Tales of Suspense or Tales to Astonish. One of those,
yeah.
you know, early Atlas books,
Yeah.
pre-Marvel. And it's in pretty mid-grade, if not higher, very good, very fine condition. It's, you know, if I was a kid, it wouldn't look, from 1962, it wouldn't look like that, folks.
Nah.
That thing would be coming apart, frayed, you know.
You got to remember, Bill is a collector at heart.
Yeah, and he likes, yeah. But he
You
did
can
a
always.
cover, and there's the cover on the campaign that's over on Fun My Comic, tantalizing the elephant cover there, picking her up. That's a Bill
Mhm.
Black cover. I'll go ahead and play
Oh
the
yeah, I
trailer.
know.
14%. And if you talk to Paul Monsky, who's a writer, he wrote some not Film
Film
Force
Force.
issues
Yeah.
and some other stuff with Bill Black over at AC Comics. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever talk to. So he deserves a little love and respect, you know,
Yeah.
but he needs to get
Yeah.
out more. So we're going to try and get him back on. I don't think that's beginning at the beginning. So let me back. tatas, breastises. What else do you want?
Boobs. Boobas.
Booty. Ass, titty, as Fraga would say.
We got, well, it's got everything. It's got your TNA.
5 stories in this one book. Different art styles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is flying under the
What
radar
more?
of a lot of people.
What else could a man ask for?
Right, yeah. I like that. Guy in the back.
Exactly. Well, ladies, I hate to say this, but this book was not meant for you.
I don't know. I mean, you know, boom.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying it may have a good story, you know.
If you're not into women, then this book is not for you.
Oh, mighty geek, come on. It could be.
I'm just
I bet
playing.
Amanda B would like it. Don't be a hater.
Hey, I'm sure she would.
Now, Blood and Sword's another one.
But you have to
Every
remember,
campaign
Amanda's one of
has
us.
to break your pocketbook. We actually had Richard scheduled at Richard Embry, but he put in a new, and we're going to have to reschedule. And since I'm working on the campaign now, we'll reschedule for him for next month. But he's over on Fund My Comic, doing fairly well. You know, over $2,500 raised in 2 months. And one reason is it's a $5 book, guys. Physical copy.
All right.
Let's take a look.
$5 book.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's your lizard representation, Lorenzo.
Oh, yeah.
Like it or hate it, it's full color and it's $5. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you got to lose?
You can't beat that.
Well, $4.99 at your local comic book store of some more Marvel stuff, or try something different, right?
Exactly.
Help an indie guy out for once. Be a man. Help Fund My Comic out at the same time.
Exactly.
Buy my book.
Okay.
And they keep churning this out. I actually have some Cyclopean. I've got the coloring book, the oversized. I had the T-shirt from their first campaign.
Yeah.
Great supporter. He bought my ash can, and he can't wait. Guarantee you, Christopher's going to be a first day backer of my book, unless he's unconscious somewhere. Look, he's got a trailer on this one. Cool. I'm glad he finally came over from Kickstarter to fund my comic.
Oh.
Issues.
So he's ran his last book on Fund My Comic.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.
7-issue catch-up bundle. I love that. Before you buy. Wow, you can go on there and read all of that for free, I think. I don't know if they're complete issues or what, but I bet you, knowing him, they are. He wants
Yeah.
people to get on board. 42 days to go on this campaign. Does
Oh
have a
yeah.
catch up here. You can try before you buy. Go over there and read the issues and see if you like it. If you don't,
Hey,
you're out a little bit of time. Um,
that's about it.
See if it's your
Yeah.
jam. If it's not, it's not. Let's see. His goal is $1,000. Almost there. He'll make his go. You wait and see.
Yeah. Oh
He's
yeah.
got plenty of time. He'll make the go. This is one book that I would actually like to, I will actually
Yeah.
go on there and I will actually binge read some of this to catch up to see exactly what he's doing with this distinctive looking character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how much a t-shirt is. Oh, you know what? He should give a stank eye. Look at that up there on the right there. Or no, right there, bigger. He's like looking off to the side. That is so cool. He should
Yeah.
do a stank eye t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
$25. That's not too bad. I had the very first Cyclopean t-shirt.
Oh,
And I've
okay.
only got a handful of t-shirts. I don't buy just everybody's t-shirt.
Understandable.
No. I actually got that in an auction bundle that I bought for charity from Critical Blast. But it was one that I was interested in and did take note of on Kickstarter because he's a very distinctive looking character, one eyeball character,
Yeah.
Just like my Jin character, the Genie character, he's one eyeball. I have several one eyeball characters.
Well, in the case of this character, he's also an alien from another planet.
Okay. Spoilers. Thanks for ruining it for me, Mighty.
I bet you read it.
No, I haven't. Nope.
Oh, sorry about that, Dan.
Cyclopean and Captain Aura find a struggle new ally who comes by the name of I equals sum. I equals sum. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a place on Isom, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
An exceptional man, so dangerous he was forced into retirement. Okay.
Yeah.
But Christopher was like, "When's the Ash King coming out? When's the Ash King?" He was ready to read my Ash King.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it wasn't a complete story, and he liked it, but he wants more. So
yeah,
I guarantee
that's the whole point of an Ash Can.
Yeah, kind of a preview type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of a try before you buy type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, Devil Flyer,
And when
Devil's
you get
Weapon
it,
is up there. That's glorious to look on a platform and see your own book up there getting ready to launch. Come on now. Look at there between Lone Star right there. I'm with Smiller. Woo! I've hit greatness.
Yep.
I'm with Mike Miller. Wow.
Hey.
And,
now you'll see what patience does for you.
I'm up there with greats like Kelsey Shannon and Justin Belmont and Justin K. Sweet, who's helping me put this together, and Mark Poten. All right, and Renee. Come on, man. Devil Fire's finally going to make a scratch mark on the comic book community.
And there we have it.
Yeah.
There we have it.
Yeah. Well, we'll have. Yeah, I hope to have a quick turnaround so everybody will have it in their hands. Believe me, I'll be the happiest to get it out and get it in my hands. I'll be the happiest to actually hold it.
I know you would. I know you would. That's why I say you got to be careful with your printer, though.
Yeah, I may just, overprint a whole run so I can just put like a whole shelf of nothing but Devil Flyer up there.
Yeah.
On one shelf. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that would be.
Oh, overprinting, folks. It's going to be rare.
That, and you can also, if you decide to do a convention,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
you have enough for that.
Poop Man #1. Nobody has fun. No one has hit that thing at all. And it's no end date. Nobody supported Poop Man #1 yet.
Yep.
But he keeps trying.
Yeah. You ever think it might
Now,
be the
see, I
title?
update that thing and I'm no longer by Smiller anymore. So it moves you around. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Where am I at though? Oh, great. I'm not even
Don't
on
get
there
mad.
yet. It took me
Don't
off.
get mad. Don't get mad.
No, I'm not getting mad. I'm getting even. I mean,
be careful how you get even.
yeah. Floyd Man Swell Comic #1. I wonder if that's a takeoff of Florida Man by Mike Barron.
Might be.
Floyd Man's Swell Comic #1. Maybe not.
Maybe not. But I like Mike
At least they didn't
Barron's.
put me by Poop Man.
Yeah.
I don't know where they put me though. They just removed me. What the hell? I'm looking at all these others and it's not there. All right, I better pull up some more comics if I want to be seen by myself. Is that hubris, I ask you?
Possibly.
Well, I just want to see, where I would be located. At least they didn't put me by Poop Man.
Well,
But one of these times when I go on there, I might be by Poop Man. Because it
possibly.
keeps shifting around,
Right.
Florida Man, by the way, is doing 1,617%. Okay, that $8,083 so far. See that Stein number #001 looks pretty good, and it's only done 16%.
Yeah.
And it ended 90 days ago, unfortunately. And it was a good looking project.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, you can have the Mona Lisa and it not get funded if people don't know about it.
Exactly.
I've seen some nice campaigns. A lot better looking than mine. I will admit it. Art-wise. Fully covered.
Yeah.
And not get funded. I mean, Octopus Cowboy is almost one of those. It barely got funded the first time, $3,000 something dollars. This time they're over 5,000. But I mean, hey Dan, we're absolutely drawing and doing some stuff. You're welcome to come on. Let me see. I wish they would take off the old,
Yeah.
projects or designate them to, former projects that are no longer active so that they're not mixed in with the active. So you don't have that much pulled up when you to look through to find what you're looking for. Because, I mean, as they have more and more projects, it's going to get a lot more crowded. There I am now. I'm still by Barron Soul, which was the other one next to it, but I got away from Smiller. So that's cool.
Well, you're in the same company as Mike Barron, so you're doing great.
Yeah, I mean, and
the reason why I say that is because
I'm on the same platform, but I mean, that's like Indiegogo or Kickstarter. They're huge. So,
yeah, your story is also very similar. So that's another thing.
How so?
Basically, that's mainly how most platforms line them up.
Oh, no, okay. I mean, mine's kind of superhero oriented, although it has some. I wouldn't say horror, or I mean, Grave Tales is kind of, if I put Hockey Story in, he did a 2-page story for me that's been drawn for a couple years. If I put his story in, then that's kind of got a, page turner reveal. But I'm
Yeah.
saving that story because that character is going to be in 3 different stories. You're going to get to see him sort of rediscovered, let's say. You're going to see at the end of his host life, which is Hockey Story that he did, and in another story. He's going to be all over the place. He's a wraith-like ghost. Imagine the concept behind Dirty Joe was, imagine sort of a dirty, demonic-like spirit. Imagine
The NHL in hell.
Venom as a ghost,
Oh,
all teeth and claw. That's basically Dirty Joe, And Hockey told the first story of that. I thumbed it at, and I said, I basically want this a text story, and I want 2 images of this man dying in bed, and it's all the story is his final thoughts,
okay.
Back in the day, they did text stories where it was mostly story with the, 1 or 2 images.
Yeah.
So we didn't get Rich on today's show that did Roach Balls, but we'll have Rich on later. And we didn't have the plunger guy on. Elon Mudd. He goes by Elon Mudd. His character, his main character is called the Plunger.
Oh.
Would you like to see the Plunger?
Let's see it.
Okay. There's the Plunger. Gun-toting Plunger. So, and apparently he's working with Rich, who did Roach Balls. So I don't know. They were both going to come on together, but the one canceled, so Rich canceled, or just kind of, I said, well, we need to have you on. We'll have him on later. He was responding really, not Elon Musk, Elon Mudd. Trailer Hitch Comics coming soon. The Plunger. I'm a creator. I love indie comics, horror, and music taken by my best friend and muse Jess. And he's over at Elon Mudd on Twitter. And I reached out to him. I had no idea he was connected in any way with Rich Alila that did Roach Balls, but that's cool. That's a good excuse to get him back on.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while since we've had Rich on, and I think he's only been on a couple times with us. So I always like to check in back with folks, see how they're doing,
Yeah. Well, Rex, I got to go because this thing's about to die on me.
Yeah, I probably need to feed the beast as well, and take a break and then get back to working on looking at, thinking about the campaign a little more.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming on, man. It's been a while.
Hey, no problem. No problem. Well, if you're on the mind, Mac, we'll do it again.
Well, if you're like Mighty Geek and haven't signed up for my book, he probably did, folks. I just threw him under the bus just simply because I thought it would be funny.
It is funny.
Well, nice knowing you. he won't ever want to speak to me again. But there you have it, folks. If you haven't signed up for Devil Flyer, go sign up. You can sign up either on Fund My Comic. No tiers up yet, but we will work on that today, getting everything nice and tidy white and getting everybody the reference that they need so that we can build a good campaign and get it up and launch February 3rd. Woohoo! Hopefully some people's excited. It seems like they are. They hit that sign up quick
Saturday.
You know, threw that ham out in the water and the piranha attacked. So maybe maybe I'll sell a few copies. I can't even speak now. You know, I can see I'm tired.
You're trying too hard again. What did I tell you about that?
It's called English, Rex. It's called English.
Didn't I tell you about that last time?
Yeah, if I'm on here much longer, I'll put conjunctions at the beginning of the sentence.
Hey.
All right. Well, thanks for dropping by, Hero Geek.
Verb to clean it up.
Or Mighty Geek. I call him Hero Geek. Oh my God, I am losing it. Anyway, hell the chat. Can't wait. This is going to be an awesome week. My hair's going to turn gray over it. I just guarantee you that.